All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming with just a short message, and it's not so much as a message. It's just time to talk. It's time to talk. Excuse me, Sister Deborah is going to be talking about many things. I'm gonna really pretty much cover the things that the Father had shared with me since I have not been live in a few days. And I'm excited to share those things with you because it is a form of comforting, very comforting. He's comforting me so many ways and pretty much setting you freer than free because now the more he reveals to me and he tells me and he teaches me, the more freer I become. Free from all this chaos that's on the four corners of the world and the things that shall be and has been and yet to come. It is such a blessing to be free from a lot of the things in which one could see it on down the line. Um, I've been just being humbled before the Most High in the last few days, just staying pretty humble, wanting to hear him as he teach me. And I mean, he shared so much good stuff. I'm like, oh, that show feels good to know that. And you know what? Anytime you're not learning throughout the day, you need to check uh, with your relationship with the Most High Yah. I've said to you all time after time, pretty much all the time, I learned uh, something from the Most High throughout the day, in the midnight hour, early morning. And oh, don't let me talk about the water. Oh, I learned so much from him. And it just feels good to know that he takes out the time to instill in me the things that is in front of me, and he would cover things that were in the back, meaning things that has passed, because a lot of people don't know what you see today is really the hidden product of yesterday, and it's hidden because of the hearts and the mindsets of our flesh who won't let us see it for really what it is, what it was, and what it's going to be in the days to come. So therefore, we just build our understanding on the voices in the land, and we don't. It's to the point people don't care uh, 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 to whom they entertain and to what voice that comes before them and speaking to their ears. Speaking to their spirits. It's gotten that bad to where people are just willing to just listen to any and everybody. They don't really measure pretty much of what the individual is saying. This individual getting this information from. Uh, uh, let me answer this here. My sitting there. And I call myself cutting it down, but don't look like it's. But mhm. I just thank the Most High for allowing me to rest my head on His bosom, to hear his teaching, to hear what he has to say, to hear or to see what he has to show me, the things that he reveals to me. I just thank him for just giving me that opportunity to lay my head upon his bosom. Because doing that is such a feeling of comfort, you know, and it helps one to not lean to the voices in the land and not go and try to get make right wrong and wrong right and trying to find the answers to things that has not been given to us to know. And that's another thing we're going to talk about today that he has shared with me. He said that many don't really understand, not the fact that they don't understand, they're never going to understand this. And that is, you can't know what he don't give you to know. You can't see that which he does not give you to see. You can't hear if he don't give you the ear to hear. So what that says is we are out here hearing, seeing, and using the wisdom of our flesh, the wisdom of our knowledge, and the wisdom of our not the knowledge of our flesh, the wisdom of our flesh, and the understanding of our flesh. And we are so content. We're so very content with the things that gives us most pleasure in our flesh, to where the things that is upon us, we can't see it. We don't understand it. We don't see it. We don't hear it. And we don't care if we have the right understanding or the fullness thereof. People just want to just grip something in their flesh so they can live by flesh. But don't forget, he said, he that is born of the flesh is flesh. He that is born of the spirit is spirit. Let's say that again. He that is born of the flesh is flesh. He that is born of the spirit is spirit. Now, I'm glad he allowed me to bring that out. Let me tell you why. Because that can start this here conversation. That can start this message right here. There is so much power in that, you guys. There is so much power in that. And this is the type of power that man has denied. They have denied the power therein. Why? Because they think that they can deal with the Father and deal with the Son at a level of where their flesh is at. They don't understand the power therein is greater than anything that you think you can deal with in this flesh. And this is what they're missing. So when he says, he that is born of the flesh is flesh. He that is born of the spirit is spirit. Right there, he's actually telling you who you are. Who you are. Not who you're going to be, but who you are. If you ever want to search, who am I, or where do I stand? When you go to that verse said, he that is born of the flesh is flesh, and he that is born of the spirit is spirit. Those are two different entities that he's showing you that he has orchestrated. A lot of people don't know. Him orchestrating, he that is flesh, he that is spirit, was done in the heavens. This was done before the foundation of the world. Today and yesterday, just being humbled and hearing his voice in my spirit and hearing him teaching me things, I loved it because he summed it up today. He said, Deborah, it was what took place before the foundation of the world that seals the beginning to the end and anything in between. If an individual don't have that key to the kingdom of what took place before, so they can understand what is taking place today and what's going to take place tomorrow. A lot of them think that we can go and find all the lost books, all the books that was taken from us, all the scriptures in precept and in line and little there, knowing all Greek and all Hebrew, knowing Torah. He said they're looking in all the wrong places, and it's all right with him. Because while they're still searching understanding in the flesh, the spirit has already got victory in the end. That means that there are many people that are portraying and role playing, and that's what we're running up on to today. We got many people who are claiming to be holy than thou, claiming to stand before Yah, claiming that the Father is giving them messages day and night, night and day. And then Sister Deborah come up and say, wait a minute, hold up. If he's giving the individual all these messages, okay, and he's revealing all these things, I'm trying to fit, why is it the individual don't know about the power? Why is it the individual don't know about spirit and truth? Why is it the individual don't know the fullness of the light? That stuff is very confusing to me, because it leads me to understand that people are not where they think they are, even though they have chose to be where they are. And that's what he was explaining to me today. He said people are where they have called themselves. And because they've been doing it for so long, and they got so many brownie marks, meaning subscribers and likes and praise, to the point where they can't see that Yah ain't that much of Yah revealing things to you in that shape, form, and fashion, and not allow you to know the basic thing to know. Let me say that again. The basic things to know, the basic thing to know is to know Yah and his power. Without knowing the both, you're still out there chasing your tail in a dark room. People are claiming that they're where they're at, and Yah's giving them so many revelations and so many visions and telling him this gonna happen, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, this gonna happen. Do you really believe Yah is caught up in every event that Satan is doing to warn you, as if you can do something about what Satan's doing? Come on now. Just think. What will it benefit Yah to have a prophet or a seer, a Maureen, a watchman, a pastor, a bishop, a priest, to be one that Yah is feeding them so much of information that Satan's doing, and they don't even know who Yah is in his fullness? You can't see the creator as a higher Yah until you're able to see the power that rests therein. And what I learned is, and this is in the last 2 days, is people that have made up their own belief. They have made, and I would never have thought it to be this deep, that all these platforms, which Sister Deborah called the devil's platform, they portray and play a great role in why and how all of these people are spilling out information, as if they have this knit relationship with the creator. But everything that's rumbling out of their mouths, it's only things that support Satan, that put Satan on a pedestal. You have so many people telling you the things that Satan is doing and how he's doing it, and what this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. They won't even be, they're not able to show you the right hand of the Father. They won't be able to tell you his stretched out arm. They wouldn't be able to tell you. They won't be able to tell you. They can sit and call any name they want, but where's the power? They can call out the power and what Yah is doing and what he going to do, and he going to do this and he going to do this. But wait a minute, baby. Come on, wait a minute. Hold up now. You don't even know who the power is. Do we know the power without knowing the power? That is so powerful to me, because the Father was explaining that to me. He said these platforms were for Satan, not on my behalf. And these platforms are not for people to, let me tell you why he had to tell me that. These platforms are people to glorify him, to praise him, put him on the pedestal, the most high or higher. He said these platforms are not for that. That's why you won't see it. He was speaking to me in the last 2 days, resting in my humbleness in him. And he was telling me, you remember, you always call it the devil's platform. That it is. It's created for those to get on here and tell the devil stories, to give him all this praise, this glory, this honor, to put him on a pedestal, to make everybody see that he's powerful. He got all this authority. He rule over this. He rule over that. It's almost like he has the beginning to the end in his hand. And they're on this devil platform telling you all of what he got planned. Then I looked over there. I said, wait a minute, hold on, Father, yeah. I don't see you. He said, I'm not there. And have not been. This is why people get addicted to the platforms. This is why. Because it has some great detachment to Satan's plan, Satan's ways. Out of all these people that I see on these platforms, I'm going to just say it like I say I see it, in spirit and truth. I don't see no one giving Yah a higher the glory and the praise. Satan has it all. Let me explain something. I want to say this. He said he has not appointed nor anointed no one on the face of the earth to walk in every footprint that Satan has to warn someone. He did not call, appoint, nor anoint anyone to follow the footprints and the footsteps of Satan. That's what they do on these platforms. He gets all the glory because this is his platform. He gets all the praise because this is his platform. So he's saying to me, that's what make it when you always on here saying the devil's platform and you ain't gonna hear nobody else say it, because you probably the most likely the only one that has recognized. And I was like, I never thought of it like that. Because what I'm saying, you see, you have all these people, you have prophets, prophetess, you have seers, watchmen, and a lot of them have faded away. You got all these here Hebrew Israelite movements, cults. You got all these hate groups in the house of Israel, in the tribe of Judah. You have all these heathens and Gentiles and their church and their pastor, they everything. And nobody wants to tell the truth of the whole matter. The truth of the whole matter is the creator who have created them and the devil that they give all the praise to. Why is it they can't see this? Yah said, I'm going to show you where he said it. Where he said, what he showed me, he told me. Why is it they can't see that you're clowning for Satan more than you saying anything about Yah? How could Yah call a prophet or a prophetess to only speak the things that Satan is conducting? Why? Why? No one wants to just wait and be humble, hear the voice of Yah, then bring it to the forefront. No, they want to get on here day and night, night and day, talking about all the things that Satan has a handle over. You know what I'm saying? Let me set an example. Those 2 days I have been humbled, and I sat and I just listened to the Spirit explain to me that it's nothing on this earth that's cutting up from the floor on its own. He still got the power over it all. It ain't nothing that's taking place that he did not know about. So giving Satan all the authority over this, he was saying they giving him credit and authority and power, glory, and he himself knows he can't stand beside him. He knows that the Father is all that and some. You want me to tell you why he knows? He already know his one-way ticket to hell. Why wouldn't he know who the Father is? Know Yah and his right-hand power. Satan knows that already. But what happens to a people that the Father has given them his image, his breath of life, that knoweth not the one that holds all power in his hand? I think about the things he was saying, and it did, y'all. It made me feel really good. It made me feel saying like, he was telling me things about all kind of situations and issues, and just sharing with me, this is my power, this is my authority, I rule this. I cause one to die and I cause one to rise. I cause one to be born and I cause one to die. I cause one to walk and I cause one to not be able to walk. Everything is in his power. But as you see, everything we give credit and glory to and honor, when we put them up above him. We got this one guy, French, y'all. This is what the Father said, Deborah, why would I call him to work on my side to warn Satan of the things that he is about to do? Think, y'all. Let me say that again. Ahia says, why would I call him to work on my behalf to warn people regarding what Satan is about to do? Why would I desire to be on my side with numbers and colors to warn people regarding the move of Satan? Y'all say, what do he get out of it? How does that benefit the Father, y'all? How? What do the glory be given to the Father? What glory and honor is in that? He's working on Satan's side and do not know. Why is it he don't know? It's because you're representing Satan. You're telling his every move. You're giving him glory. You're giving him what is it called? Advertisement. You're giving him all this power and this praise to be over. Did numbers. He controls the numbers. He controls the colors. He controls every move on the earth. And I said back, I said, Father, boy, that makes a lot of sense. Now, I already knew that wasn't of Yah. But he wanted me to see, this is what I'm saying. Many of them works for Satan and calling it me. He that is born of the flesh does things in the flesh. Numbers, colors. This man been doing this since he was a little child. And he's about 60-something, 65 years old, and he's addicted. It's no different than alcohol and drugs. He is addicted. The difference in between the alcohol and drugs is it comes to destroy your body and your mind. But when you're dipping into all these colors and all this science, a lot of them, I'm going to get to that one. And you're dipping into all these colors and numbers that represent Satan, and you said Satan is sending a sign. He's sending us a sign. I'm like, Father, can they do that? He said, yes, Deborah, if they serving Satan, sure they can. And I'm like, do you know, Father, and all these people are following these people? Do you know who I am? Sure I do, but it's just it's a feeling of, man, we are so messed up. When I finish this message today, it's going to blow your mind what he was telling me. That made me feel so good even to get on here. I wasn't planning on coming on today, but what he was I'm gonna go on there and say something, Father, y'all. But the thing about it, I look at this man and I say, he really think he's famous. He's thinking he's important. He think he's a fame. He think he's reached the destiny of where he always wanted to be in life. And I'm like, using, guess what it is? The Father told me. He says, called sorcery and witchcraft. Sorcery and witchcraft. And he hasn't figured it out yet that he's working for Satan. And that's sad. That's sad. And he called it, he called it God. But I'm just saying, God gave me this gift and I'm going to use it for his glory. What glory do the Father get out of you taking numbers and colors and everything you say? Okay, I'm gonna show you how crazy it is. Okay, let me get this phone. Say I got this phone. You see this phone? If I'm on here, he will get on here and he'll see my phone, right? He'll look at this phone and he'll say, see that color? That's the color. That's Satan's color. Oh, she got purple in the background. And I'm like, that's him. That's Satan sending us a sign. He speaks without speaking. Woo-wee! Father, I didn't even think of that. You, Father, see, I don't know where that come from. That is so true. When somebody tell you Satan is speaking without speaking, evil is speaking without speaking, then who is this evil speaking to? You see? Makes sense, don't it? So when this man is on there, his ideal is to warn us what Satan is doing. And nothing Satan is doing that y'all give you the ability to be a whistleblower or a prophet to reveal Satan. He wouldn't even call a prophet because they are his servants. See, people don't understand. Either you're going to serve the flesh or you're going to serve the spirit. You see, that is a throwdown, y'all. Want me to tell you what that is? Let me tell you the mystery in that. Flesh born, spirit born. There's what it means is you're going to hell. You can gain eternal life. The spirit is going to gain eternal life, but you that lives out of your flesh, the way your flesh want to orchestrate everything and say it's like this man, you're living in the flesh. And you're serving Satan and calling it representing God. This man couldn't even tell you about God nor his power. He's so in tune since he's a little boy in teaching people sorcery and witchcraft and following Satan. And every time Satan squat down and poop, he's there. Satan get up and wear a hat on a woman's head, he's there. I've sat here and watched that man called maroon purple. I've watched that man called pink red. You see, I sit there and I said, how could the people believe that that's pink? That's red. He can say anything. It's a mind thing. He don't understand that he's practicing witchcraft and sorcery. It ain't that he's practicing it. He has mastered the game. Because anytime you practice it, then you wouldn't have as many people following you. Not yet. But he got great amount of people following him, and they get embedded in it. Why? Because they of the flesh. They are practicing witchcraft and sorcery with him. He has nothing to say to them in spirit and truth. He has nothing to say to really out of this book. He chased all the famous people. He chased after all the, when I say famous people, people who are in the limelight, fame. He chases them and talk about their colors and what they got on. See this blouse she got on? That's the sun god. Baby, that is witchcraft and sorcery. even wonder, I said, is he from Africa somewhere, or Louisiana, where a lot of people practice voodoo? They take a lot of that stuff and build up remedies and say that this is this mean this. But we're just listening to this, you guys, prophetess. But nothing they're saying really covers anything today about what Yah is doing. They don't go that realm. They want to go the side of what Satan's doing. Y'all didn't warn us about the beast, the Antichrist, and all of that. Why can't we give him glory from what was already warned by him, instead of going on Satan's side and teaching this to people for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years, still feeding the things that Yah says he's coming to do? Everything is, let me show. Say, for instance, this. They would take this small thing and say, this is the size of the spaceship they saw, flat, just like this here. And Yah is sending many of these. I'm like saying, wait a minute. Where are these people getting this stuff from? So what had happened to me the 2 days I've been humbled under the mighty right hand of the Father? I want to share something else to you all. It is such a great thing to stand back and be humble, just to hear what the Father said. So those even on this Deborah platform that comes on Sister Deborah's page, sometimes just stand back and hear Yah. Just wait on him. Tell him, I'm waiting on you. What can you say to me today? Show me something. Tell me something. I want to hear from you. Be humble before under the Father and let him minister to you. It is such a blessing. I got so much, you guys. I got so much about Revelation, the churches in Revelation. I got so much out of Hebrew Israelite and what he was showing me about that. All that, y'all, is a lie. He was teaching me about those who call themselves Christians. There are people who were. Those were the ones that Paul had ministered to. What happened to them? We always teaching you, we the people, we the children, we the this and we the that. How can we say that we are those things to the Creator and have not obeyed the Creator himself? It's sad. I ain't got no shame in it. I tell the truth. Shame that. Nah, I ain't gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. I'm gonna shame devil shame anyway, because he already got his ticket to hell. So he needs to be shamed. It's a sad thing. We have just listening to the mighty voice of his spirit in you, teaching you. See, this. And I'm like, wait a minute. Father, wait a minute. I ain't picked up that Bible. He said, didn't I tell you, I am the Word. And he was even showing me how important it is to be that way. I'm telling you, be humble and hear him teach you in the spirit. Wait for him to come in you and teach you some things. And when he does, take him at his word. Not this crap. Take him. Not what you hear on these devil platforms, but take Yah at his word. If he said, believe it. Let him spend that humble time with you, speaking to you in your spirit. But see, that's what nobody don't want. Because a lot of people are of the flesh. So they need flesh teaching, flesh wisdom, flesh knowledge, and flesh understanding. And a little flesh emotion, and a little flesh feeling, and a lot of flesh interpretation. They don't want to just sit under the mighty arm of the Most High Yah while he holds you and tell you A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Do you want to go further? Yes. H, I, J, K, L. You see, people don't want that. They want to be able to just be in what you call chaos. And as he was showing me, he said he didn't send nobody to every. Let me tell you why. Because it has been so many years people have been on this devil platform. 98% of the time, you go back to their pages, the majority of their message is really gearing to Satan. Even when they get on here and try to teach a little about Yah, guess what? Only a taste. And then they back to, now, you know what else with that? They get more likes and subscribers, praising Satan and putting him on a pedestal and making him the mighty hand, and he's powerful. They doing it, they doing it. That's giving the glory to Satan. And even Satan got sense enough to know he'll never override the Father. He knows that already. And God knows that he knows it. He don't care what you know. He don't care what Sister Deborah know. Satan know me and I know him, and he know who I am. Come on now. Somebody didn't already told him his ticket to the lake of hell. You think he don't know he going there? And then how many times did he say, and he know he just have a short time? See, Satan know more than you know about his mission, and we're trying to make him all that in the last days, y'all. In this midnight hour, we give him so much authority and so much space and so much vibe. You go on this saying they ain't talking about nothing about the Most High, y'all. And guess what? That's the power right there, y'all. That's the power right there. Let me tell y'all, I learned in the 2 days of under the wings of my father, I learned that a lot of this stuff that the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah have said has been lies. Now, if I'm going to upload my other videos, and I'm going to go all the way back about 200 and some videos, you can go on there and you can hear me over and over and over telling you that these people are lying to you. These people are cults. These people are lying. And the reason why I'm okay about saying it is because it feels good to know the truth of the whole matter. It feels good to know it because it just, I try to think, I say, okay, Father, so all that time I thought this way and this here and this here. He say, the reality was and is, it was really that. Well, where are these people getting this crap from? You see what I'm saying? How could a people that is stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient to a creator, okay? How could they be all that they said that they are and haven't done anything, starting with Genesis, all the way to now? Anything that he asked them to do, that he told them to do, that he asked to stop doing. Never, even to today. They idols. They are people who idol. They have their idol gods. And see, people back then, they used to have, statues and different kind of things that they make to idol. Now they idol flesh and blood, other men. And how that they know something? How could they have awakened and have not awakened to what I've been telling y'all, spirit and truth, nor the power? Why haven't you awakened to all the things that Yah is doing in these days? What's Sister Deborah tell you? All his judgment, his fire is kindled. You see? Why is it you don't hear Sister Deborah say, oh, Satan gonna do this and Satan gonna do this, oh, and the Satan gonna do this and the Satan gonna do this, or the world finna do this and the world finna do that? No. Even when I had my last video, I told you, Yah, and it was hard for me to say it, but it was the truth of the whole matter, and you all gonna have to see it. And you might see more than you will bargain. I mean, you will be even want to see. Okay? That's it. You're going to see them dropping by great numbers. I'm talking about Israel and Judah, by great numbers. Right now, you see 5 here, 10 here, 3 here, 2 here. He finna show up and show out. Why? Because nothing has been seen and recognized out of his power. You see, out of Yah's power, out of his judgment, nor his fierce, his fire of fierce, no one recognized none of it. So what he had to do? Got to turn up the fire. I like that. You got to turn the heat up. Because once it gets up to a certain level, guess what? Even in their cuckoo mind, they're going to realize, wait a minute. See, right now, everybody gives Satan. Everything that's going on, everything in the world is what Satan doing. And no one, y'all can't see that? Y'all can't see. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. You all can't see that everything everybody is saying is related to what Satan is doing. If y'all say I'm going to have, there's going to be this going on, we'll take that and we'll say Satan doing it. We'll turn all y'all's prophecy over to Satan to do it. Now, this is what y'all is doing. Satan already knows there are things that y'all are turning over to your wicked and evil. But we still got to give the what? The glory to the Father who has orchestrated this thing from the beginning to the end. We're not ready to do that. We don't feel the Father like that. We don't know him like that. We don't accept him like that because we feel that, oh no, it's Satan. Just like this curse. These people who say that they are the people, you see, the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, they study adding all different other nationalities to the tribes, which it's okay. It don't matter because they ain't going nowhere either. It don't matter. But the ideal is when they finish and it's said and done, there's so many things everybody, I don't know who's calling me. One minute. Hello? Yes. Yes, I do, but I'm right now I'm on live and I can't speak at this time. Sure. Sound give me an hour and a half. Okay, thank you. Okay, now I learned so much and I feel so happy. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you. I am so happy with the stuff he revealed to me because I was like, God, oh, that makes so much sense. So as a people, we are the main one after. Remember, he poured out the sea, brought us out. We are the people that can tell somebody something based on what he has done for us. You don't hear nobody on these devil platform telling you about what? That power. You don't hear nobody talking about that power. They're teaching and preaching without the power. They just saying he created this, and all we his children, but you don't hear them talking about his mighty power, his mighty authority. How can we dare think for 1 minute that everything in the world can override the one that has created everything in the world when that's what we're doing, you guys? This is what he said. You see? So he began to, oh y'all, it's so sad. It is so sad what he shared to me, but it feels so good. He said, he was telling me about the people who really lost their lives for his name's sake. He was telling me people who really believed, who really had the faith, who really were enduring. Like, I know it ain't who I think. He said, yes, it is. See, the Hebrew Israelites talk about the Christians. And how many times have I told y'all? I'm one. I've been here almost 5 years. I don't go over in that Kool-Aid. Because I told y'all what? Too many times have I sat among those who called themselves Christians, and I've gotten everything y'all wanted me to receive in that environment, in that surrounding. And every time I went up from one step to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. So when y'all order your steps, it is not ordered on your time and what you want to learn and what you want to get and what you see fit and what you say it is. It's ordered by him because each step requires you to master it before you go to the next. I always say to you, I thank the Father in the steps in which he has ordered for me Yes. Did I have to come up the Christian steps? Yes. One time I was going to the Catholic church. I don't think I did that no more than a year. Not even a year, but somewhere in there. But I thank him for allowing me to go the route in which he has orchestrated for me before the foundation of the world. That's my power. I have to constantly remind people, when you step outside, I don't care what you see. That's his glory. That's his power. When you're able to recognize any and everything you're seeing, that's his power. That's his glory. You think a man has the ability to do anything without him? No. No. You think Satan can be wicked and evil on his own and be able to do the things that he's doing? No. The Creator still has to help him out. And because we don't see him to be all that and some, we give all the glory to Satan. So this is what he was explaining to me. He said, Deborah, because you got into that conversation about Revelation chapter 2 and chapter 3, and you saw that in chapter 1, and he was talking about how it says the gospel of not the gospel of the revelation of John. He said, you see how you spot that? Trillions wouldn't spot that because they cannot see. Means spiritually. He that is born of the Spirit can see. He that is born of the Spirit can hear. He that is born of the Spirit don't need to be on these devil platforms, don't need to be nowhere, and the Spirit of Yah would abide in them to teach them no matter where they are. You see, he that is born of a spirit is not he that is orchestrated by a book. He that is born of the Spirit, hear the Spirit of the Most High do what? Teach him. Some things, no. All things. This is he that is born of the Spirit. People don't even understand the one that's born of the flesh and the one that's born of the Spirit. But this is what the Father told me. He said, the Hebrew Israelites, they would go up against what the Christians say and do, even their Jesus. He said, but what they never knew is what you said on several videos. When you said, this is what I said, and I'm going to bring it back up to you. How is it that the Hebrew Israelites don't accept Yeshua, don't accept Jesus, but accept Christ that came Jesus as the Gentiles and even the heathens might call him Jesus Christ? How did the Hebrew Israelites accept Christ? Woo-wee! But not Jesus. Woo-wee! So what did he say? He said, that right there shows you that the awakening they are in, they are awakened to darkness. And that darkness caused them to form a fake, artificial religion that does not put a higher on the highest pedestal. Had they put him there, they would have awakened. But because they have not, and he knew that they wouldn't, they're still in a dead sleep. That's why their mind has gone and they don't even know it. You see, now this is what he was telling me. He said, they do away with the disciples, the disciple that Yah called to bring the gospel to the Gentiles. He said, as you have spoken to them, Deborah, the gospel is my power. So what I learned, he took me there. He said, come go with me. Christian are the people who represent Christ. They didn't hold as firm like until the Hebrews today. do away with Jesus, but they hold firm to Christ. Okay. The reason that is, he say, is because that's the power, and they don't know it. So he said that those that were called Christians, the reason why they got Christ as the beginning of the word and it's Christian is because they believed in the power, which is Christ. You go everywhere. I even heard the guys on the corner calling Christ, Christ. You hear all the Hebrew Israelite men who call it their teacher. They'll say Christ, Christ, Christ. They don't even know Christ is the power. So there were those people back in the days after Christ that believed firmly in it, more so than the Hebrew Israelites. They suffered for Christ's name's sake. They were beheaded. They were set on fire. These things in which y'all saw the disciples go through, guess what? The Gentiles that were found under Christ, the belief of Christ, died like unto. And that's why I always try to tell y'all, I don't go over in that Kool-Aid of Christ, Christians. Because you really, I ain't gonna tell you the truth, because y'all ain't never allowed me to go that deep into them, to be bothering them in a way. But let me show what he gave me. So I'm like, that's good to hear, Father. That's real good to hear. Because it's like, your puzzle is finished, Deborah. So if you ever, Sister Deborah, if she ever sit back and say, wait a minute, this is what I was trying to explain to you. That I couldn't understand, why is it we as a people who have disobeyed him all this time, so he sealed us with disobedience, stiff-necked rebellion, bam, and a curse. Come on now. And if these people are so harsh and so horrible, how is it? Remember Sister Deborah say, I said to you all, have you ever thought, why are they crucifying the Christians? Didn't I tell y'all that? Because the Father is saying, there's a lot of them. I ain't saying 99.9. I ain't gonna even say, give or take, say 30%. They're strong-hearted, hold firm to Christ. And if they hold firm to Christ, you better stand your tails down, because they holding to the power. So as the Father was telling me, he said, Deborah, do you know how they got killed? A lot of them stayed over in those 7 areas in Asia, but they got murdered. Those people lost their lives over there. A lot of them. But it wasn't that it's the area, because the Romans took over that area and killed them because they once suffered for Christ's name's sake. That's why that place is over there, those places over there. And he wants you to know, he ain't speaking to the living. He's speaking to the dead. Because he said they were set on fire, they were beheaded, babies, women, men, and they stood firm to the faith in Christ. So when they kind of wipe Paul out, y'all say that's the sickness of them. These are the people, Deborah, these are the people that Ahijah called stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. These are the people that I have cursed. So who's going to listen to them? Who should listen to them when they ain't never listened to me, Deborah? Never, ever have they listened to me. All the time I had a stretched out arm and a right hand to them. They still unto today That's why you wonder, Deborah, why they don't read the end game of Deuteronomy 28. I'm showing you the type of people that these people are. These Hebrew Israelites and these tribes of Judah, this is who they are. When I said it, believe it. If I called them stiff-necked, no. Study what stiff-neck is in Hebrew. If I called them rebellion, study what rebellion means in Hebrew. If I called them disobedient, study it in Hebrew. Then come see me on the other side. The true teacher. See, we don't get it. So it all makes sense. They're sitting on corners talking about Esau, white people, Gentiles, and heathen. And then I say, oh, wait a minute, Father Young, I got a question. That's why you said, and the heathen's gonna know. And the heathen's gonna know. And the heathen's gonna know. Because they gonna know that which they thought he had done away with because of how horrible of a people we have been to our Creator. So the heathen seeing how we conduct ourselves to our own Creator and theirs. Surely you ain't got nothing to do with those people. After all they done from the beginning to the end, come on, you ain't got nothing. He gonna say, wait a minute, I got a ram in the bush. That's my small remnant. What you talking about? And they're thinking, oh, well, he shouldn't even have a small remnant. Not these people. Because these people themselves can't even see how ugly they are. They can't see how wicked they are. They can't see that they are the disobedient ones. He didn't say Gentiles. Rebellion. He didn't say Gentiles. What did he say? Rebellion, stiff-neck. He didn't say Gentiles. He said you, house of Israel and tribe of Judah. How is it we put everything y'all have said to us to correct us, to get us in line, to get us in order? How did we end up in such a beautiful awakening? Put it on everybody else. He said that's the same way they teach it. He said it's the same thing. That's why they giving Satan glory, Deborah. That's why they giving Satan praise. I said, he that is born of the flesh is flesh. That means he that is born of Satan is Satan. He that is born of the Spirit is spirit. Because he that is born of the Spirit knows that it has a spirit. And if they know they have a spirit, they know that I abide therein. People that's in flesh, they honor and worship the flesh. It makes sense. So it goes back to where he was telling me about in Revelation, the churches. He said those people have ceased, but yet they can hear me from the grave. Just letting them know. Now, when he said they haven't ceased, he's not saying that all of them have. Their offsprings and those who still believe. Y'all is talking to the Gentiles, y'all. We're sitting here thinking he done done away with these people. He ain't told us that. Where in the scriptures that it says that? We made that a lie because we wanted to be something that we were never called to be. And that was righteous people who stand before y'all and trust in him without being disobedient, stiff-necked, rebellion, whoremongers, and all these other things. Hold on, this dog outside. What is he barking for? So I have had a beautiful time under the Most High Yah. And it made me feel good because I said, Father, so I thank you for teaching me. When you was teaching me, he taught me about, and a lot of y'all probably didn't even grip it because a lot of you all might be still caught up in that cult of the Hebrew Israelite movement. And if you ever look at it today, they didn't add all different other nations to the tribes. So you see how sick they are? And they don't even understand you're not awakened. Because if you were awakened, you'll know more than you know about the right hand, which is Christ. And they don't know. So the Gentiles, they knew about the right hand, yeah. That's what the Father said. They knew about the right hand. They knew who he was and the right hand. They knew about the right hand, which is Christ. Well, we're running around here thinking we know something. I know it. That's a form of hate. We think we're not prejudiced. We are deeply rooted in it, even when, especially among each other. So let me tell you what happened. That dog, I'm going to make him get in the house. I think that man across from us constantly bringing his little dog up to the closer to that fence, and I think that's what he's doing. But what I'm saying. So the Father was telling me that the 7 churches, rest assured, it's the churches. They are also can be considered saints. They are also the church of Christ. They coming in that route through the power. And ain't nothing damn one you can do about it. How you like him now. Because he was showing me that many of them had lost their lives. Then I'm going to show you where it come in real ugly. And he began to tell me the Romans decide to come in and take over these people because they refuse to follow. They refuse their Catholics or their Roman law and their Roman words, and they wanted to stick to the word how would I say it, Christians as the church, the followers of Christ. And because they either, if they deny him, then they live, but they had to convert. But if they don't deny him, they got killed, y'all. Do your study. A lot of them got killed. A whole bunch of them got killed. And look how they got killed. Set on fire, alive. A lot of little things, just like the disciples did. How they died. Beheaded and all that sort of stuff. When these people who were followers of Christ, that's what the Hebrew Israelites messed up from the floor. They didn't give them the proper prompts. You see? And this is why when you get to the kingdom, you're going to see all nations. Your people lied to y'all. Your people lied to y'all. And then he's going to handpick his out of 144,000. You see? That's like 1% of us. You see? So that's why I was saying to you all, whether you see a name on a gate, that don't mean y'all taking y'all tail somewhere, then y'all didn't even. What would it look like for him to be a creator? That from the beginning to the end, that he allowed a people to how would I say, treat him like trash, and then said, come on, I'm making this here kingdom with your name on the gates for you. Didn't know how to treat their own people. Didn't have no respect for one another. Now, this is where the sad part is at. How is it we miss this here? If this is the creator saying that we are stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient, what is that saying? Is that saying that we are that to people? Or are we that to a creator? You all don't see how bad that sounds? People don't. This is where I know that we are a people that's sick. Mentally sick. Well, we can't see that we are called out to be this. Not the heathens, not the Gentiles, but we are. He used the heathens to come after us. Not to come after us, because he said we were so much like them. Those that came to the United States and went over to different areas, he said he pretty much handpicked us to the area in which we were liking to look in the wilderness. I'm not in the promised land, because we was cutting up from the floor up in the promised land, not in the land of our captivities. We did that in the promised land. But when we got over here, we showed these people over in this country that this is the way we were cutting up in the promised land. And that's what you see today. So when you see us as a people doing the things that we're doing, this is what we were doing. When you see what you see on the news today, this is us in the promised land. This is us in the promised land. This was us in the promised land. What you see today. You won't get them to teach you and preach you do that because he already done labeled them. You are some sort of people. So those that was over in Asia were those that were done a certain way. They were done a certain way because they were followers of Christ. They were followers of Christ. Us? We ain't going that route. Crucify! We don't give a rest behind. You see? Even after all of the disciples that he had given to go into the house of Israel. Keep reading, y'all. Read it. Ask the Holy Spirit to come teach you. And you see how ugly these people have always been. But then here today, everybody in the world is bothering them. It's not you, baby. It's not you. Those who are dying are going to get caught up in things for his name's sake. Not for the tribe of Judah. Not for the children. Not for the true Jews. But for his name's sake. Because his name is branded in you. And for that reason, you are founded under his name's sake. Satan knows who's who and what's what. That's why he don't have no problem with letting lawlessness show up and show out in us as a people today. He having a wang dang doodle time. And we running around here making sure he get recognized. He gets glorified. He gets identified. And then we have the audacity to stand into places, conducting ourselves in a way that shows that we have mental issues. Why? Because if we really represent a creator, don't you think that we could walk in, step in anywhere and show up and show out? If we were really representative of God in this day and time. Show you right. Show you right. But because we're representing all Satan's platforms and the people therein that works on his behalf. And this is what we chose to do. But it wasn't so much as that you chose it, baby. Heaven had chose it for you. Let's go there. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20. Revelation chapter 20, verse 10 through 15. Revelation chapter 20, verse 10 through 15. And verse 10 says, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstones, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night, ever and ever, non-stop, no time. That's what Satan. He's telling you what he's gonna do with the devil. Don't you know the devil know that? What's wrong with y'all? I know it. These platforms don't teach y'all my father's right hand. Y'all try to treat him like he's some sort of flesh and blood of man. No, baby, you're bent. You're not only bent up, you bent down. Hear what he says in Revelation chapter 20, verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstones, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Now, do you not know the devil, the false prophet, and the beast already know that's their eternal destiny? They know that. Here we are talking about, we the children, we the true Jews, we the this and we the that. and don't know nothing about the power that's going to place them right where they at. That's something to fear. Now here it's saying what's going to happen to them. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. In verse 11, we talking about Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it. Who, Father, y'all. Now, wait a minute, y'all. Come on now. I'm telling y'all about this because sometimes when I want to go before the throne of the Most High, y'all, at his feet, and I just feel like I got his garment in my hand at his feet, I come in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, desiring the Father will allow me to be ushered to his throne. HaMashiach gonna take me there. And just picturing this, Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, whose, now this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about him. While we sit here telling people Satan controlling this, Satan doing this, and Satan doing this, and the heathens and Esau this, and this, we giving glory to, but guess what you're doing? You're giving them their strength. You're boosting them on, making them feel good. See, Satan is getting all that vibes, that energy, because we as people gives it to him. In the same token, Yah, Ahaya, Yahuwah, want to say over here one thing, but you give it 90%. No, let's go 93% to Satan's word. And he loving it. Now listen to verse 11. Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. Now I see this great white throne. Oh, I know what that's like. And him that sat on it. Now this is very powerful. I want y'all to take heed to what's about to be said. From whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. Y'all understand that? Let me tell y'all something. He that sit on that throne, earth and the heavens as you know it, gonna take off when they see he that sits on that white throne. They're gonna flee. Listen to what it says. From whose face, from the face of Yah, earth and the heavens is gonna what? Get out of here. That's the power of the one I serve. His face they gonna see. Listen to what it says. Here and now, verse 11. Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on the throne, from whose face the earth and the heaven flee away. You better get your tail up out of here. And I mean now. Heaven and earth took their tail somewhere and never returned. This is the power I try to tell y'all about. I know it. You can't know what he don't give you to know. While we sitting over here praising Satan in his power and his glory, what he's capable of doing, and saying, God sent you to tell us what Satan doing. You's alive from the pit of every hell that can be found. Yah is not sending us to give him glory. He ain't sending us to mission us to tell the world what Satan doing. What about what he done done? What the earth? What did it say? The earth and the heavens flee when they see his face. Never to return again. Now watch this here. And there was, listen to this, and there was found no place for them. Hallelujah. Y'all don't even get that, do you? I know you don't, but I'm going to take you there anyway. He letting you know they got the out of there, Deborah. Just when they saw my face, they knew what time it was. Bam! Never to be seen again. And that's heavens. What you see? You see the clouds, the blue skies? All up in there when you're riding on your plane. You see this earth from the far up? All of it took off and ran to their destiny, which is never to be seen again. How many times have people lied and said that he's building the New Jerusalem is coming down here, as if it's coming down on this nasty earth and it's nasty heaven? No, those bad boys gonna swoop the coop. They getting out of here. They don't want to be seen. They see the Father's face. They look. I like what he says though, because I'm gonna tell y'all the truth though. That's how I see him. I see him just like that. That's how I see him. I see his power like that. Here they say, he said, John is saying that, okay, he that's on a great throne sat on there, from whose face, when the earth, he didn't even have to say a word. He looked at the earth and the heavens took off. Hallelujah! Praise the mighty Yah! Hallelujah! Woo! Father Yah! That's the one I come to know. Don't tell me who I know. Woo! I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Praise the mighty Yah! Woo! Father Yah! Oh, Father Yah! Oh, my Yah! Woo! Woo! Father Yah! Help me! Thank you, Father Yah. And said that place can't be found no more. John is just telling you y'all space called the order. Never did he say, and he that sat on the throne told the earth and the heavens to be removed. He didn't say nothing. The earth and the heavens saw his face, and that was good enough. It's time to go build. Oh, Father God, that is so beautiful. See, this is the power I come to know him to be. This is the power. I know if I get in any situation, I know I can just blink on this power and it's going to be all right. Because I know him like this since I was 4 years old. That's how I saw him. He didn't have to say nothing. Now look at verse 12. That's beautiful, y'all. That is beautiful. That is, you go over it and over it. I'm telling you, that's beautiful. Then you get to verse 12. And he said, I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah. Now, when he saw the dead, small and great, he let you know, newborn, don't stand before my throne and think I'm going to give you eternal. I knew you before you got down there in your mother's womb. I told y'all. I knew you. I didn't come to know you when you stepped on that nasty earth. I knew you before you was in the earth. Before you was even in your mother's womb, I knew you. So that's what you stand. People, you standing before the Most High Yah. Let me go and cut into that right now. When that judgment comes, you standing in front of what he already knows. I know it. They done been lying to you and teaching you lies, but that's all you want. They only gave you what you desire to eat. So you can't even put the issue on them. They gave you what you wanted. You wanted food for your flesh, and they gave you flesh. She said, he that's for the flesh is for the flesh. Get the food for the flesh so you can get nourished. But what you don't understand is this here. A lot of things he have said, and it is finished. He ain't coming down here hooping and hollering and bending down backwards and showing you this way and that way. Oh, this is the way here. No, this is the way. You either hear who he sent or continue to hear who Satan's have sent and has captured while they were down here. Now listen to this. When you get to Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12, it says, I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah. Okay? Now, do you see what he's saying? He saw them stand before Yah. Now, you got to understand now. Don't forget, heaven and earth and swooped the coop. They stood before him too. They took one look at him and got the, you know what, out of there. You see that? See, y'all don't catch that like that. That's what I'm saying. When you really walk in spirit and truth, you will know exactly what Sister Deborah said. You'll be getting it that deep in your spirit, just that deep. Now here it says, and I saw the dead. Wait a minute, bro. How you know they were dead? Deborah, small and great, stand before Yah. And the books were opened. He was teaching me today about the books. He was teaching me because when I was in the water today, I said, well, wait a minute, hold up. What about those books tell the story? No, he said, Deborah, the book's been done told the story. They just don't want to hear it. And I said, Father, but the book tell the whole story. The whole story and truth. The books answer any question you want to answer. You won't answer. No man on earth can answer the question that the books that John is speaking of before y'all. Listen to what he said. Verse 12. Revelation chapter 20, verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah. Now, who they standing before? See, they don't even know who they messing with. They don't even know who they messing with. To stand before Yah, you would have to stand before the power. And to stand before the power, you have to know what the power is, and it is Christ. Nope, it's not Yeshua. He got a separate throne next to the right hand of the Father. We're talking about Yah. The dead stood before him. Young was small and great. The books. You see that S? You see that S? You see that S? Do you see the S at the end of books? That lets you know that it was so many in the book of the lake of hell that he had to have more than one. Oh. They don't get that. They won't get it because it ain't given to them. Now listen to this. And the books were opened, and another book was opened. That other book was the book of life. But why is it that the books that were open was more than one? Come on now. That's how many go into the lake of fire. It's greater in number. And he had more than one book. Just read what it says. And the books were open. And another book. See how he separates books with an S from book. Look how he separates books from book. This book is eternal life. This book is eternal life in the lake of fire. Genesis 25. Now, that's Matthew. No, is it Matthew? No. Which one is it? No, Matthew 25. I'm going to take you there and bring you back. Okay? Take you a little bit of place, and I'm going to bring you back home. Okay? Matthew 25. In Matthew 25, one thing that the Son of Man did with his angels, they went to the four corners. Okay? And when they went to the four corners, Matthew chapter 25, verse 32, it says, and before him shall be gathered all nations. You see that? No, wait a minute. Woo, Father Yah. Do y'all see that? All nations? Does that mean, are they saying Hebrew, Israelite, and tribe of Judah? Come on now. Come on. Who are all these nations? Who? It got an S on it. But let's proceed. And he shall separate them one from another. Listen to this. As a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. Now, do you see sheep? You don't see no S. You see sheep. That's likened to the book. Those sheep, not sheep, are in that one book. But look here where you see goats. Matthew 25, verse 32. You see goats with the S, because they're in those books that he pulled up. The one that said books. And verse 33, and he shall set the sheep, which is one, on his right hand, and the goats, which is many, on the left. Go back to Revelation. Revelation chapter 20, verse 12. And the books for the goats were open. Hallelujah. And the book for the sheep was open. So you're dealing with more books versus one book. In Yah is one. Yeshua is in Yah as one. We are in Yah as one. So we are considered to be in the book and counted as the sheep, not sheeps, as one. And the book was open, which is the book of life. That's the one. And the dead were judged out of those things which was written in the books according to their works. Wait a minute, hold up now. Now hold up. This is the conversation with me he had these 2 days of being humbled under him. Is because they reject everything, even though I left instructions and directions so they can study, but they reject the power and who I am that rests therein. They took on the book and ran with it and found other books somewhere along the line. But even all the books that they found, even Torah, even Hebrew and Greek, can't bring them, Deborah, what I have given to you to give unto them. All the books that they can find in the world, Torah can't bring you to the throne of Yah in spirit and truth. Torah can't bring you to the light, nor can it show you the way to the narrow gate. See, they don't understand stuff like that because they've been taught under the flesh of man, and they chose the way of man, which is the way of Satan, than the way of Yah, which is spirit. Now, look here where it says in verse 12, where it says, the dead were judged out of those things which was written. You see that word written? Let me explain something to you. I tried my best. It's been probably 4, maybe 5 videos to explain to you all how I was informed as a little girl. Coming on up, I was taught by the Ruach HaKodesh himself. I was taught what took place before the foundation of the world. Being taught what took place before the foundation of the world would be those who he say, if it was so, it will fool the very elect. He's letting you know that the elect that come down as my servants, you ain't gonna be able to fool them. Not with the stuff I instilled in them. You ain't gonna be able to fool them. Not with the things that I have instilled in them. You're not gonna be able to fool them. So therefore, as you see in Revelation, he's saying which were written in the books. So just the books for the goats, according to their works. See, people think their works was when they got down here. Even now, people think when I did this, I'm like this, I got this, I'm this in him, I know he this, I know him here, I got all my books, I got my Torah, I follow the feast, they get all this here. Do you all know all of that they're doing is the flesh? He that is flesh is a flesh. Bring it on down a little lower. Let's see where you're at in the spirit. They can't find their way. They don't know their way. Furthermore, most of them don't even know they got a spirit. They think it's a soul. And that's what they do. They let their flesh follow under this myth of a soul to where they never come to the knowledge that, bro, you're a spirit. That's the part of you can get you to stop lusting. That part of you, your spirit, it can get you to stop smoking dope. It can get you to stop drinking. It can get you to stop murdering. It can get you to stop robbing. But if you don't know you got a spirit that's locked into an image of God, the only place where the Father will abide to deliver you out of anything you in. But if you don't know you got it, how can you believe? How can you know? How can you get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit when you don't even know nothing about your spirit? And who dwell therein? Who's willing to dwell therein? Because you're not taught those things. So what happens? He said in verse 12 of Revelation chapter 20, verse 12, it is written. It were written. When was it written? Before the foundation of the world. Before you was in your mother's womb, he knew you. You see? It was written in the books according to their works. Y'all ain't gave you no power to override that. It was written. Your tail came down here 6,000, some odd, maybe more years later. So how is you going to say that it's about what you say it is? How is it about your life? Baby, your life was written in those books. Well, Deborah, why must you say that? Start back in Revelation chapter 20, where we at. First thing he wants you to recognize was the place that he son, the devil, the beast, and the false prophet. Now, if they knew that place, why is it you don't know yours? You see, ain't that sad? You see, they knew. Satan already knew. What did it say? It's many times. Satan know he only have but a short time. You think Satan gonna be buckled up against y'all? You think he gonna be fighting against y'all? Really? Come on now. Come on now. When he already know his destiny? Come on now. That's when you don't know the power of a higher that's over all things and all power. Created all things. That's when you truly don't know him. So let's go on to that. In the verse 12 of Revelation chapter 20, you see where it is written. It is written mean, y'all look, before heaven and earth was created, y'all wrote all this stuff down. So while you down here cutting up from the floor, done deal. This is who you are from the heaven. You see how? It's showing you that's what I keep trying to say to you all when I be saying it is finished. It's over. He ain't finna make you crooked and he gonna make you straight. He ain't finna say, okay, you born of the flesh, I'm gonna make you born of the spirit. It is finished. Even before it started. All your cutting up from the floor up was a choice that was made in the heaven. And just because they never taught y'all what took place before the foundation of the world, it's because y'all didn't see it fit for them to know anything. That's why they out there chasing colors and numbers and Satan and his ways and his doing and his plan more so than the creator whole orchestration of Satan and everything else. See, we can't see his right hand power that rules everything because we're so busy being stupid. We're so busy still trying to find the stupid things to be founded under. And he's letting you go. So when you hear Sister Deborah saying it is finished, it's over, you best believe it is over. And this is the reason why. Because heaven had already orchestrated everything before the foundation of the world. And because of that, he turned around and even told y'all time after time after time, I predestined you. I foreknew you. I knew you before you was in your mother's womb. Furthermore, I molded you a little more in your mother's womb. And we don't give him no credit. We don't give him no glory. We don't give him no honor for being the right hand power. No, because we don't know the power. But those that have lost their lives, which were the Gentiles, they fell under Christian because Christ is Christ and they were Christians, followers of Christ. Why didn't Hebrew Israelite follow Christ? Huh? Even to today. Come on with it. They falling their tails in the dark room like a dog chasing his tail. That's what they follow. And that's what they're going to continue to follow. Because that's where their mindset. They just there, y'all. They just there. And that's why Deuteronomy 28 end game let them know what's up. They ain't going there. They ain't going over in that area. Just like they be telling Gentiles, he gonna destroy y'all. Baby, do you see what 144 is? Do you know what a small remnant of the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah is? Come on. Do you know what that is? No, they don't. That shows you the mentality of these men in the tribe of Judah, in the house of Israel. It's short. They haven't counted the cost. They haven't counted the figures of 144. They haven't counted the small remnant. They just thinking, oh, we all going. We the children. You've been the children for a mighty 6,000 years and ain't done nothing yet. You think he about to make the crooked straight? He's only going to make that handful, that small remnant, what he wanted to be. Just to route that back to the promise. He kept his promise, y'all. We need to stop lying. Stop lying. He always kept his promise to Abraham. He had us over in the land, floating with milk and honey. We got over there killing and destroying, tearing up. And you know why you're doing the same thing here? Let me explain to you. Let me show y'all what y'all did. Let me show y'all what y'all did. Again, you got to keep showing these people because they want to make y'all a lie so they can run around here and pretend they're the people. We the children. Yeah, use the fool and use the fool. Now listen to this. Ezekiel 36. Watch this here. Watch this here. Son of man, when the house of Israel dwell in their own land, they defiled it. Do you know what defiled means? Do you know what that means? The land. He said the land was polluted. Don't forget that was a holy land, a sanctified land, a set-aside land for his people. The best land on the face of the whole earth, was it? But you know what? He was talking to that land too. He said, you're going to be desolated. He was so mad at us to where he started to speak to the land as if the land had life. So let me know that the land did have life. It was his life that he had put into the land. And he told the land, you are desolated. You are polluted. And listen to here. Ezekiel 36, verse 17. Son of man, when the house of Israel dwell in their own land, that's the land flowing with milk and honey. Tell me he didn't give the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah their promised land. He already had fulfilled that. He don't have to come back and fulfill it again. He's doing it because of his name's sake, not because your stinking tails. What part of that y'all don't get? It ain't nothing you done. For his name's sake, do he do these things? Now he said in 17, Ezekiel 36 and 17, son of man, when the house of Israel dwell in their own land, they defiled it by their own ways, by their doings. You go into our community, that's just how our house look. Junky and trash. Then we want them to want us to, we want to go out in the suburbs and in areas and want them to let us come move around them. We don't have no integrity, no morals, no standards. What you mean we don't have that, Deborah? You ain't had it from my father, so you ain't got it now. Anytime you disrespect and dishonor the Creator, something wrong with you. And in it says here, and their ways was before me like an unclean, a cleanness of a removed woman. That's what he was saying. Now listen to this, verse 18. We in Ezekiel 36, verse 18. Wherefore I poured my fears upon them for the blood that they shed. They was over in the promised land, y'all. Holy land, floating with milk and honey. The richest land on the earth. They was over there killing one another. And you get your tails over here and have the audacity to say they bothered me. Y'all said the land was desolated after y'all took y'all tails from over there and running around here talking about when the heathen's going to get it. The Gentiles and the heathen's going to get theirs. Baby, you going to get yours before they get theirs. Because he said, hey, Gabriel, you better let them know I only got a small remnant coming out. I know, Father, they ain't listen to that. They ain't listen to nothing you said from the beginning. They ain't gonna listen to no servant you have, and you know that already. That's why you only gonna get your small remnant, and I'm not mad at you. Okay, now we go back to Revelation chapter 20. It says in verse 13, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. Why? Heavens had already orchestrated it. Why? Because while y'all got y'all ignorant tails down here trying to control my Father's heaven, y'all got y'all tails down here trying to preach and teach and send these people deeper down in the hellhole. And you don't know nothing about the Creator himself. Because you're going exactly where Satan's going. And that's why he started off letting you know. The devil in Revelation chapter 20, he started off in verse 10. The devil that deceived them and cast them into the lake of fire with brimstone, and the beast and the false prophet. Then he go on to telling you, heavens and earth, get your butt out of my way. I got things to do. Get out of my face. He didn't even say nothing. They got up, they took off, fleeing. And then he went on, said, from the dead, small and great, stood before y'all. This is the sort of Creator that you need to fear. That's the fear of y'all. It's when you can fear that. This mess that's on these devil platforms, and this mess that they telling what the heathens and Gentiles and what all these old sick Satanism and Satan people doing, and we fearing all of that. We have no fear of the right hand of the Father. We have no understanding of his power. And he ruled all them. Look how he's sitting here and told our dumb tales. Now, you talking about what Satan doing on YouTube and Facebook? Y'all trying to say what Satan doing? He giving you signs. He telling you this and this and this and this and saying, I told you. Tell you what. Satan know he don't mess with me. The beast, the false prophet, and every one of their demons. They don't buckle up on me. They gonna buckle up on me. They don't buckle up, nor they buckle down. So why y'all nasty flesh feel y'all can? Don't you see? Satan ain't trying to fight me. The beast ain't trying to fight me. The false prophet ain't trying to fight me because they know. They fear me. They take their tails straight where they know they're going to end up and where y'all tails is at. Still today, talking about y'all know me. Talking about he this and he did. We the people, we the Jews. So crapping what? You've been the fool since the beginning. And here it is. We in the midnight hour running up on the minutes and you still no better than you was from the beginning. And don't you think he know that? I just love the way he said, Deborah, I got my little small remnant to the side. Oh, I only taking 144. They don't even understand what the 144 is, Deborah. They thinking it's them. I'm coming out of all of them. Abraham, Isaac, they're not going to be in the 44, but they're going to be there too. But these things here, I got my count. They just too ignorant to see it. Ain't no more than 1% of them. That's just how gold the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah is. Now look in verse 13. We in Revelation chapter 20, verse 13. And the sea gave up the dead. Now see, this is the type of person. No. This is the type of Creator you fear. When the sea got to give up the dead. Woo-wee! What else? And the death and hell delivered up the dead. Wait a minute, who gave them that order? You know what, y'all? Y'all is not talking. Satan was cast in the lake of hell. Do you think y'all went out and said, Satan, where you at? Come on here. Come on, you got to go in the hell. Satan come. What, is it time? Yeah, okay. Took his tail straight to hell. That's the sort of Creator you fear. The one that looked at Satan and Satan said, okay, I'm gone. Thank you for the time you did give me. Just imagine. Even they know how to obey y'all. In this nasty flesh down here on the earth that has the image of his image. Got their tails down here treating him like he trash. Y'all sick. And you gonna remain sick. Now here, even the dead which was in them, in the graves, and they were judged, every man according to their works. Their works was already written. The works were already written. So when you got down here acting a fool and never got it right, even to today, that's why you already written in one of those books with the S. Not in the book of one. In y'all. You are in those books. So if you run around here wondering, all this that's going on in my life, and I've done this, and I'm still doing this, and I ain't giving him no glory, no praise, no honor, I ain't none of mine, and all we the people, we the children, we the this, you the fool, and you the fool. And you know why I know that? Because heaven, where the throne of my Father is, has got everybody where they were written before heaven and earth was created. He ain't gonna give you a chance to even give you the benefit of the doubt. You gonna come over there and buckle up and buckle down. But I tell you one thing he say, he let us know today. You better suck on that grace and mercy now. Because when you stand before me, did you not see how the earth and the heavens flee from Father's face? Did you not see Satan say, okay, it's time to go to the lake of hell? Okay. You think that your tails, stupid tails, are going to go before the throne and it's going to be like you say it is on the earth? Okay. You know why? You're going to buckle up? Because you're going to still have some of Satan in you, thinking you're going to still rule my Father's throne. And he ain't even blink an eye at you. They're going to already know where to take you. Okay. Verse 14, Revelation chapter 20, verse 14. And the death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. Look at here. Death and hell. Woo! He's cleaning up out. Then you sit here talking about he's going to bring the new Jerusalem, the new heaven and earth onto the new Jerusalem, the new heaven down on the earth. He ain't bringing it down on that nasty earth. All that sin and abomination and wicked that was on this earth. So all that was a lie. He's coming down with the new heaven. And it ain't going to be no earth down here to land it on. How you like him now? Verse 15. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 15. And whosoever was not found in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. What is that telling you? Those books was many. They were all cast in the lake of fire. Only that one book, which was one in him. But wait a minute, Father, y'all. Wait a minute, Father, y'all. You had books up there. That could be many, many, many. He said, it was, Deborah. That's where they tails going. To the lake of fire. Well, the one that they served while they were here. That's where they going. So when we go around here, and we need to stop this, telling these people that they are devils and they're evil and they're wicked. Guess what he shared with me? He said, Deborah, they don't have to obey y'all. They don't have to bow down to you because you the Hebrew Israelite, you the true Jews, you the children. I didn't have, and I will not have them bowing down to you and honoring you and putting you on a pedestal because you say who you are to me. What did I say you were? Stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. So why should they bow down to you? If I done told them and you how ugly you were, why are y'all waiting for the heathens and Gentiles to bow down to y'all? Where are you going to find that in scriptures? They ain't going to bow down to you in the land of your captive. They ain't going to know who you are or what you're doing. This is the saddest thing. Now, Satan's right hand, which is the Roman Catholics, they know who you are. What happened? This is where y'all messed up at. You know how you notice that they are prosecuting the Christians? Because see, the Roman Catholic, when the Christians decide to follow Christ, they call themselves Christians, they decide to follow Christ. When the Romans decide to do away with everything that had taken place regarding Christ. And they started off, they weren't falling under the Pope at first. It was the Romans, and then they became the Roman Catholics. So they were the one pushing this thing about a Pope. Then they made the Pope underseer of God. And they put him under God and made the people think that he was a man of God working under God. That's why they go around kissing his feet and kissing his hand and kissing his ring. They weren't there at first. They made them one man to be the Pope. That was years ago. I mean, so many years ago. And their goal was to do away with the Christians. With the Christians who followed the power, which was Christ. That's why when you go up in this book, you hear him saying, for my name's sake, they shall do this, they shall do this, they shall do that. For my name's sake. Because they followed the power. Look in this book. The tribe of Judah and the house of Israel never got on the right page. Even when the Messiah came. Crucify him. That's the sick mind of who you all are. And you're lying on the Father, making everybody think that you somebody so special. Y'all ain't giving a rat's behind about what you think, how you feel. These heathens and Gentiles should tell you about your history. Find your own darn history because you don't know it. You ain't got no history till you got righteous. You ain't got no history till you got the faith. You ain't got no history till you got belief. You ain't got no history till you know fear. And those are brands of the Most High y'all. You ain't got no business telling nobody about no history. Nobody don't have to honor your history. Nobody don't have to put your history in no book. Nobody don't have to teach you your history. You lost your history because of who you are. I remember years, probably 20, 30 years. I said, Father, if we came over here in ships, seemed like we should have been calling on you then. We should have been praising you then. Because our witness was still in us from when we was in the land floating with milk and honey. We always follow the book. It tells you who you are. Why are we wanting and insisting on being more than what God has called us to be in this day and time? He revealed who we are. We stand around here. They bothering us. They took our money. They did this to us. They doing this to us. And they done this to us. They don't want to give us our history. They marrying our women. Our men marrying them. And all this sick mess that has to do with the flesh. See there, y'all? Everything that's going on in the mindset of the Hebrew Israelite in the tribe of Judah is all connected to flesh. Y'all never thought about that. But then you got to go running right back to the altar of the Father. And what the Father say? Deborah, tell him. What's flesh is flesh. What's spirit is spirit. Do you think for 1 minute y'all coming over here in the flesh realm? You's a lie from the pit of hell. That's why he's trying to show you what spirit is spirit. What's flesh is flesh. I don't worship you. You don't worship me in your flesh. I don't come near your flesh. I don't deal with your flesh. I got to worship you in your spirit. So either you're born in the spirit and I am in your spirit, or you haul your tail on in that flesh like you've been for so many thousands of years. We've been lying and we keep lying. We insisting on lying. That's why people don't want to hear the truth, because they stuck on stupid. And they ain't no coming out, because Deuteronomy 28 end game told them, you're going to be destroyed here. That's why I'm going to get you. Because this here is going to be destroyed. And you'll be looking stupid. And you're going to be standing destroyed with the mighty judgment of Yah right before you. And the fire of his fierce is kindled. Right in front of you. And you still just as stupid as you were when, way back in Genesis. So he said that we as a people, as the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel, are on these corners. We're on these devil platforms, on all of them, saying they did us this, they did us this, they took this from they. And he said, now see there, Deborah, you don't see nothing wrong with that? No, I do. I tell the Father all the time, I see it. It is something wrong with that. But Father, it's deep. He said, yes, deep. They came down here like that. I knew they were like that. They came down here like that. You see how far they are, how far from any truth? How do you think I was able to prophesy who they were? How was I able to prophesy a small remnant? How was I able to say to you all 144? Because I handpicked mine already, Deborah. So tell them heavens and already handpicked. My right hand has already picked it's those that belong to him. He picked them before the foundation of the world and placed them in the Lamb Book of Life. In case y'all didn't know that. I knew it. Y'all think y'all got more power than he do. Y'all think y'all know more than he do. You need to sit your tails down. These Hebrew Israelite men has been lying. That's why you see a great number of them falling away. Great number of them falling. You used to see them all on here, seers and watchmen, and so because they fallen away deeper into the dark pit. They want to deny Paul. Now they say the whole book, Bible, is the instructions and direction is evil and wicked and not of God. Why? Because it tells the story of who they are. At first, they wanted you to see who they were, as long as they was in control of you. All these medias, as long as they was winning you over, getting them likes and subscribers. But then there's a time period that y'all said, hold up, bag that thing up and bag it down. Every last one of you gonna fall by the wayside. And they start falling away. And Satan took them away. It ain't so much as say he took them to a mindset that they won't ever be able to gain. You see Haki on different stations talking witchcraft, sorcery. Anytime people talk about the space, giving the space the glory over Yah, giving you the atmospheres over Yah, the electrons and the how would they say it, the vibes and the sun. Everybody remember the sun? They worship the sun. See, he's in tune with all that now. But I saw that a long time ago, y'all. When I first got on YouTube, I said, that guy's full of Satan. And 2 days ago, I heard him get on there and say, at 10 years old, my pet was a snake. I said, there it is. Father, you sure told me this. You sure told me, Father. Yeah, you told me. That was 5 years ago, y'all. And I mean, that man is now traveling. He done hooked on to this other black guy. That black guy must be a Muslim or whatever, but he speaks real good. But you know what? He's coming after him now. I was like, wow, he's gonna come after him. I said, that's sad, because that's who it come to break any of these men that's real educated, but they educated in the flesh, but stupid in their spirit. Hakia come and bring him down, y'all. He using all that science and his degree and all the things with the atmosphere and all these things that has no and never was given for us to master or to put above Yah. And that's what he did. And he doing it. He doing it up. He is doing it up. I said, Father, I just thank you for being just who you are all by yourself and allowing me to just lay my head on your bosom and trust in you. That feels so good. And I feel good because it lets me understand why all up in Revelation is talking about the nations. All during Yeshua, when he walked, he talked about nations. It was never the nation was against him. Yeshua never told us that. But the Hebrew Israelites, they told y'all that. Yes, they did. See, he never told y'all that. That's why it says he came unto his own and his own received him not. So what is that telling y'all? Huh? The nation in which he came to received him not. So what is that telling you all? Isn't that? Think y'all. What is that telling you today? They never received him. That's why when Paul went out to the Gentiles, they accepted him. And that's why the Father had to teach me how they got grafted in. They get grafted in because they were grafted in the Lamb Book of Life. They in that book. That's how they got grafted in. Since you want to ask me, Deborah, they in there because I put them in there. But they came the route of belief and faith. In who? Christ. Christ. That's how they got in there. And hear these stupidity, these ones that said, crucify him, crucify him. Doing Hebrew Israelites and tribe of Judah still talking about crucify him. Crucify him. Because they don't want spirit and truth. They've been like that even before that time. They always been a people that was ugly. How many times? Next time I get on here, I want to know how many times the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel went into captivity. I bet you damn one of you know, do you? And this ain't the last. This wasn't the first. This one here wasn't the first. I mean, this wasn't the first one. So why are we acting a monkey talking about somebody doing something to us? Have we ever thought what we done to the Father, the Creator? I ain't talking about to Yeshua. Have we ever thought, well, wait a minute, wait a minute, hold up now. You mean the one that said he looked earth and heaven flee when they saw his face? The dead in the sea had to give up his dead. Come on now. Hell and the grave had to give up their dead. Who to who? Wait a minute. Who did they have to give up the dead? The one you should have been fearing all this time. And you ain't got a lick of fear in you because you're so busy fearing Satan and his right-hand people, the Roman Catholics who's own all Illuminati and all that old crap. The Masons, what is it? The Masons or whatever they call them. They started all of that. And they were the ones, the Roman Catholics, they decided to kill everybody, y'all. That's the area they went into over in Asia. It's called that now. I was just looking over it, and some of the names would kind of switch over to different kind of words, but it was talking about the same area. You all do not know something, and I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of sad. That's why I told you the Revelation chapter 2 and chapter 3 is spiritual. Those people lost their lives. Great number of the Gentiles lost their lives over in that area. They lost their lives because they believed in Christ. And the Roman today is what has switched all the books. They have switched this book, every book. They have switched everything out of its order. Because Satan had a choice to make one his right hand. And he chose the Roman Catholics. And they put it out, y'all. They put that power out. Woo! They used Satan's, they was his right hand, meaning they were born, they were created, they were orchestrated from heaven to help Satan out. That's why it's nothing you can do about it. When you see of all this killing and these things that they're doing to people and getting away with it, and somebody said something to me today, and I said, you know what? I ain't got nothing else to say. I said, I try to tell people, and I try to say, I just thank the Father for saying to me each and every time, Deborah, it's okay. It need be. I love it when he said it, Deborah, it needs be. That means it's already orchestrated, baby. That's why I had to teach you at a young age. So you won't get caught up in what these people are detached to. I had to get you at a young age to know spirit and truth and the light and the way to the narrow gate. And first of all, you ain't gonna never find your way if you don't know the power that leads you there. So as I was just going over, what time is it? Oh, my time is up. I didn't know it was this. Ooh, I must have really talked. So Sister Deborah's gonna have to get off of here. I am so sorry. I didn't know I was this late. But it was so good to hear from the Father teaching me today and yesterday. He was really on me yesterday. And it felt so good because the things that he was just sharing with me made me feel so, it's like you standing, you got 1 trillion people on this side and you standing over here alone and you feel good about it. You feel good about it. I'm not alone. I'm with the Father, the one who created all things. But it feels good to be on that side. It feels good being over there. And hearing him teach me stuff. And he was telling me that's why you won't hear them really tell the people the truth. Neither nor the heathens nor the Gentiles. I mean, nor the Hebrew Israelites. Nobody's willing to just tell the truth of the whole matter because all of them working wicked and evil to where they can't see the light. They don't know what's right. They don't care about what's right. They too embedded in doing what is wrong and calling what he said, calling wrong right and right wrong. That's scary to me. But he said that's what they do. That's what they do. And he said he didn't send, y'all told me this, y'all. He said he did not, where is it in there? Which he said, he did not even make this way that we are in so that the heathens and Gentiles can bow down to us. He said they want them to bow down to them, recognize them, put it in their history books, do it this way, do it this way. And they have not found, ooh, Father Yah, ooh, he said, and they have not ever followed his way, Yah's way. But they come here in this land of their captivity, in the land of their oppressors, and they want to switch. Y'all say they want to switch the switch, meaning they want to take the switch. You know how you turn the switch on and off? When they want to turn the curse off and then flip it back the way they want it to go. He said that's why they haven't had no respect for it. They haven't seen where I was so in love, not in love, but so gave and care for them. They ain't paid nothing, no attention to that in Deuteronomy 28. To where when they got down to the end game of Deuteronomy 28, they didn't even want to hear it. He said they want to deceive. They more embedded in deceiving their people than anything. They want their people to go after the Gentiles and the heathens as if they done something to them after he said to them all that he have done. And then guess what he shared with me, y'all? Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 5. He said that Isaiah chapter 5. He said that which I did not know this. I didn't know it was that way back, y'all, that he has been warning us of where we at. Go back to Genesis with Abraham 15. You see? Warning us, but we want to make him the lie. So we can go around here lying and deceiving many of our own nation because we're on Satan's side. They're on Satan's side. They want you to believe what they say, and it's the way they say it is. But then when you do that, you do away with the instructions and direction who told you when he told Abraham that they're going to go to a land. Did not he say that in Genesis? So why are we still in Dumb City in the year 2023? Proclaiming that the people are doing something to us. How could the people be doing something to us when the curse was called out way back in Genesis? This is what he was saying. Deborah, that which is in the dark is coming to light because they want to make it dark all the way through. But it's over for me. I'm bringing that stuff to the light. And it's only going to be benefiting those that are walking in the light they're in. Because let these people be about what they're about. I'm not coming. It's over. It's finished. I'm not going to make the crooked straight. Let them be that which they are. Now, in Isaiah chapter 5, I just want to just go over this. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 11. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 11. Whoa! 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 Now I want you to go tonight and look up the word woe in Hebrew. Okay? Unto them that rises up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night till wine inflame them. Verse 12. We in Isaiah chapter 5, verse 12. The harp and the viol and the tabret and the pipe and the wine are in their feast. They do that. They be feasting. He knows what they're doing. They want y'all to think it's about feast days representing Yah. Passover representing Yah. Pass your tail on over somewhere and sound. You don't even know who the power is. You can't represent my Father without knowing who the power is. And that's what the Christians did. They was following the power, which was Christ. They knew it. In verse 12, but they regard not the work of Yah. Neither consider the operation of his what? Hands. You see that? His power, y'all. This is we as a people. Call us that. We the people. We ain't never been right with Yah. That's why it was a good thing that the four brands came down with David, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Solomon, and those that came down in Matthew chapter 1. Those were those who came down with these brands. The brand is righteous, belief, faith, and fear. They were branded for his name's sake. That's why they returned in his bosom. These people down here, baby, let me tell you something. You're chasing your tail in a dark room, and all you're doing is going in circles. You all are representing Satan at his highest. The Roman Catholics has used the Christians as their shield. They have hidden behind the Christians and have become the richest on the face of the earth. And y'all didn't know that, did you? I know you did. You thinking Bill Gates and Elon Musk. And you know, I sit back and watch everybody. And even the Hebrew Israelites, I know that they did sleep. They're in a deep dead sleep because they gone here. But like Elon Musk, I already know that man is not human. When I first looked at him, my first time, oh, that ain't human. How did I know that? How is it that I know that? You see? But it makes a lot of sense. Just because you're a Hebrew Israelite, you should know nothing. Because you're nothing in knowing. Because you don't know nothing. He ain't gave you nothing. Okay? Now listen to this in verse Isaiah chapter 5 in verse 12. Look right here where it says, but they regard not the work of Yah, neither consider the operation of his hands. He want me to say to you all, that's who they are today. So while y'all run around here tramping behind them, trying to make them and put them on high pedestals, and they put themselves up there telling y'all that they represent him. Like that man. How is he calling you to tell everybody Satan's moves? He said, don't be afraid of he that can destroy the body, but you better be afraid of he that can destroy your body and your spirit. Why? Didn't you just hear the earth and the heavens took off running when they saw his face? Y'all better be. That was in Revelation, in case y'all didn't know that. Everything gonna move out his way. And like a long time ago, when I was a young girl, I used to wonder, I said, well, why is the sun gonna give up its shine and the stars? He said, Deborah, because I am the light. That's why. They have to fall when I come on the scene. So right then, I'm with you then. I'm with you. I ain't lying. When he told me that one time, he told me that about 2 or 3 times. But that was when I was like 19 and 20. He said, yeah, the sun, stars, everything has to give up its light. Because I am the light. I heard you. And I know that he is. Okay. And in Isaiah chapter 5, it says, and the harp, and no, it says, by they regard not the work of Yah, neither consider the operation of his hands. Verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. These men ain't worth a dime. So you can go on and make them all that you want to make them. You want to make them king, make them a king. You want to make them a lion, make them a lion. You want to make them a leader, make them a leader. You want to submit. They done already turned themselves over to Satan. So you about right. So I, Sister Deborah, hope that you got something out of that. And I'm going to be back tomorrow because I got to tell you all some more of this that the Father shared with me, and it just makes me feel good. And the reason why I think he's doing that as well is to let me know that even though the things that's going to take place is going to take place, not because somebody else said it, it's because it was said. And that's another reason why I know that a lot of these people that's on these devil platforms sitting here talking about he said that they're going to do this, but it's really glorifying Satan. It's not giving him the credit that's due anything. It's giving themselves and Satan the spotlight. And then he left over in the corner as if he don't rule none of it. Hey, baby, please. All right, Sister Deborah, like to say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I hope you got something out of this message. And I will be back. Shalom and shalom.